Hey you guys, Jeremy from Plastic Fantastic Climbing, and I kind of wanted to do an update for the Shamans, because I know like a few months ago I'm like, hey look, I'm starting to get a hole in my Shamans, and I think that was like 3-4 months ago that we made the initial video with like the whole entire crew. But now, like, I'm actually going to I'm positive. Actually, I don't want to say that because last time I said I was gonna get new shoes soon. But now, you guys will kind of see this hole that's there. I'm pretty sure I could climb in these a couple more months, or maybe a month or whatever. I don't know. But, on that note, in terms of wear and tear on this shoe, God, for pound, dollar for dollar, I've had these, it's September now, it's like September 3rd, 4th, somewhere around there. And I've had them for, 6 months? And now I need to get new shoes. God, that is really, really good, you guys. I climb in the gym 3 to 4 times a week. I go on as many outdoor trips that is plausible for me to take with, taking in consideration that I have a very, very busy work schedule. And really, in these shoes, I don't think that I personally could have a better shoe. I mean, I'm gonna try on all the shoes and try on all the gear and use all the gear as much as I can for you guys, because maybe you guys are totally digging all of this and what my crew, God, I hate saying crew, but what everybody who kind of loves being on the team, like all of us, like we're gonna continue to do this for you guys. But if you guys want a long-lasting shoe, 6 months, 3 to 4 times in the gym, and I'm not talking like an old school gym, I'm talking the Touchstone gyms where the walls are super frictiony, it feels like you're rubbing your hand against sandpaper, and it puts a lot of wear and tear on a shoe. So in terms of shoe durability, 10. Like, I can't express that enough. Like, I have to give these a 10 because they've lasted me for so long, or at least in my opinion, a long time for somebody who's climbing a lot, going outdoors as much as he can. And when I mean going outdoors, I mean I'm getting out at least 3 to 4 times a month. And you really can't expect any more than that, right? Most of us tend to just be weekend warriors, and we tend to just go outside on the weekends. So that's pretty good, and even I think I'm more than a weekend warrior. So in terms of durability, these shoes are killing it for me. They're killing it. I have to admit that. You'll notice a little bit of wear and tear here. You'll notice that I'm rounding out around there. Obviously, all the right corners, I'm still kind of 90 degree-ish. I think the wear on these are really great. And people keep on talking about like how their shoes stink. I don't think mine stink. This might be because, they use a combo of like synthetic and leather in these. So, I mean, they're not bad. I also probably don't have stinky feet. That might be a big thing too. But, I haven't heard any complaints, and whatever. Fit-wise, they're broken in. Like, I have to admit that they broke in super, super nicely. For anybody that says that these won't break in, I completely disagree. As a matter of fact, Evolve gave me a new pair of shoes. You'll notice that I have not opened them yet. So, let's try on a brand new pair. And it'll pretty much tell me like the difference. Oh yeah, for sure. Instantly just putting them on. Yeah, like completely broken in. The first thing I'm noticing is, you know, the love bump on the inside, definitely pronounced. I can definitely feel that that's kind of pushing my toes in the correct position, or not pushing, but placing my toes in the correct position. Not that I feel like it wore down on these, but significantly you can tell that because I broke them in, my toe is naturally, without the assistance of the love bump, is naturally going into the right position in the toe box. Super plush. So again, even though I haven't strapped them down, the super comfortable tongue that we talked about when we did the first video, like super comfortable. The tongue is super plush, super cushy, super thick. So that's kind of really nice. What else? I'm definitely feeling it within the arch. The arch is, without question, really, really snug. But again, I don't want to say this without letting you know that I feel right out of the box, I'll be climbing high performance. I'll be climbing to the best of my ability in these, right? I don't feel that there's going to be this huge break-in period. Yeah, like if you guys are kind of debating upon sizing and you're like, oh man, I don't know if, like, you guys may be thinking, I don't know if I'm gonna, you know, get, you know, the 9 or the 9.5 or whatever. If you feel like you're getting the 9 and you feel like, oh my god, they're really snug, I don't know if, like if you feel like, oh, they're really snug, I hope they break in, because if they break in, they'll be perfect. These are gonna break in for you. They'll break in, they'll probably be perfect for you guys. Now, I say that as an opinion, not as a fact. But, you know, like, I'm switching in between both shoes, and I'm definitely noticing that significantly that one is obviously tighter than the other because one's brand new and one's not. Love bump. I feel length, so lengthwise, get the appropriate length all the time, right? Because, you know, that is gonna be a big deal. Like, there's nothing you can do about breaking that in lengthwise. But if you're talking about in terms of like fit and like width and all of that, then I definitely feel, if you feel here like you need a little bit of breakage, I feel like that might not be a bad thing. Like if you were to grab just the snugger size, like I feel like that would break in a bit. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I also feel, yeah, all around. And again, like I've said this before in the first video, if you know that you get a certain size in like your athletic shoes, like my running shoes, my tennis shoes, my hiking shoes, they're all the same exact size. I got this size according to all of that. So if you know you wear a size 9 in your running shoe, and then you wear a size 9 in your hiking shoe, and you wear a size 9 in like what other athletic shoe you have, get a size 9 in these. Like I don't feel like I have suffered anything in terms of performance if I got like a size So these are 8.5s. If I would have gotten an 8 or if I would have gotten a 9, I don't think that I suffered by getting the 8.5. What I mean by this is that I didn't go down to a smaller size, or if I went down to a smaller size, I don't think I would have squeezed out any more performance out of this shoe because I like went up half a size. So don't feel like you have to squeeze your foot into like a really uncomfortable shoe to get performance out of these, because I don't think that I did. Through the months that I've had these, let me tell you that I still feel the same exact way. I still feel that for comfort, I've never tried on a more aggressive shoe that was as comfortable as this, except the old Shamans. And pound for pound, got as much performance out of them. I feel so confident in these that when I switch in and out of any of the other shoes that I have, I feel that this is the shoe that will always deliver for me. And this is coming from like me climbing in a pair of 510s or me climbing in any other Evolves or any other shoe that I have. I still feel like I'm getting the most out of this shoe performance-wise than I have in any other shoe, with the addition that they're really comfortable. So if you're looking for a really comfortable, high-performing shoe, this is really it. I think I can safely say that, hands down, I would recommend these shoes just for performance alone, but because they're really comfortable, like you can't lose with that. You really can't lose. Let's try both of these on and see if I get any other thoughts. God, and I love the color. Like, I think they just look super cool. Colorway is awesome. I don't know. I'm really stoked on these. I'm really glad they held on to the blue and orange colorway, because it's kind of like a shout out throwback to the original colorway for the Shamans. So yeah, okay, first thoughts having both shoes on. They're really snug. They're really snug, but not uncomfortable. Like, I feel that these are essentially fitting me like as much as you want like second skin on a shoe that has like some variability to them, because obviously you have the Velcros and they're not like a slipper. Because like, I don't feel like a slipper, like once you get a slipper, you kind of have to stay committed to, you know, the fact that you can't adjust it, right? So which is weird for slippers for me, because that means that, you know, there might be a slight chance that the slipper throughout you owning them will change sizing and they'll become like a sloppy shoe. I would not be surprised if I heard reports from people telling me it's like, oh, well, I really loved them when I got them, but now they're just my comfortable shoes and I'll just warm up in them. I know a lot of people that do that. But I can't imagine, you know, a slipper not breaking in and you losing performance out of it. I don't know. But on that note, you know, the Anasazis are, you know, a staple in most everybody. And the Anasazi slipper is a staple in everybody's shoe line, right? Slipper, moccasin, you know, whatever they want to call it. Who do I think these shoes are for? God, I think they're for everybody. If you've been climbing and, you know, you're trying to figure out like the difference between a V3 and a V4, and you're trying to figure out how to breach that barrier, because that barrier is hard, right? Because, you know, V3 is the culmination of all the technique and all the strength that you have acquired, you know, between 2, 1, and 0 and anything under. Like it really is the culmination of that. And then going into like V4 is, you know, like I feel like V4s are about new technique. Like I don't think it's any more muscle, maybe endurance if anything else, but more muscle, I mean more technique than a V3. It's like more technical. I would get them. I would totally buy these for that. I feel like if you're V2 and you're trying to up your climbing game, like you just started doing overhangs, anything that's overhanging needs a little bit more of a down toe so you can like dig in when you're hanging. If you feel like you need a little bit more of that, I would definitely buy these. So, and that's, you know, like V2, V3 still in the beginning range, right? So do I feel like a beginner can wear them? Absolutely. Especially if they are in more overhung stuff. Do I feel like that they are going to benefit? Absolutely, without question. If you're trying to make the transition from V3, V4, I know that they'll help a lot, right? Because there's a lot of things going on with your footwork in between V3 and V4. Performance-wise, and at the higher levels, at your advanced and elite levels, I mean that nothing needs to be said about that, because all the elite climbers who are climbing with Evolve, you know, a ton of them are wearing the Shamans, right? So obviously you can climb, you know, very, very difficult problems in these. I feel, well, I've been talking for like 5 minutes. I feel like I want to take them off now. They're super snug. Final thoughts. Final thoughts. I feel like they are still very nice for heel hooking. I feel like they personally fit my heel amazingly, and I feel that they're still great for that. Toe hooking, you know, being in a Touchstone gym, man, like we've got some brilliant setters like Noah, who is the Southern California head route setter for all the Touchstone gyms in Southern California. So brilliant, so creative and ingenious, and his team, all very much the same thing. So we're always blessed by having like really cool toe hook, bat hang problems just to like play around with because they're super fun. And I feel like these kill it all the time. So if you are really huge on heel hook and toe hooking, these will do it for you. What else? We just got the climbing walls at Cliffs of Id. I don't know, I'm gonna try some of the cracks with them. I remembered when I was in Joshua Tree and I tried to crack climb with them. Great, performed like a champ. I didn't expect anything less. Wish I had something a little bit more comfortable because it was, you know, multi-pitch. So it was more than one pitch, so I wanted something a little bit more comfortable. So I climbed in the Chronos and those kicked ass. But I know a lot of people who do like really, really long climbs in these, and you know, they can care less. I just want more comfortability in my shoe when I do long problems. And everything else is pretty much the same. Like, I feel like it's a super high performing shoe with tremendous amount of comfort. Maybe not for super multi-pitched routes. I prefer something a little bit more flatter and a little bit more comfortable. But if I'm bouldering, if, you know, I'm doing like a hard problem somewhere in Malibu or Smith Rock or wherever, and I know it's just one pitch, I will rock these shoes like nobody's business because I feel they're that good. And I really am looking forward to this upcoming Bishop season. And Bishop, so it's September, I'll probably have these for, you know, another 6 months, and in 2 months they will be so broken in that I cannot wait for Bishop season to hit, because they'll be perfect for Bishop season. They'll be super perfect and broken in, and you know, like all the things about having like the perfect edge for like bouldering outdoors. So gonna kill it. Final thoughts. I think that's it. Have nothing more to say than I highly recommend them, because I think they're gonna you know, rock your world. They're gonna kick ass for you. Try them on. Like if you don't feel like they're comfortable, then that's gonna be a big sign, because really, like, you should always just grab shoes that are super comfortable for you. But since they're super comfortable for me, I can honestly tell you that they will not disappoint in terms of performance. So, performance-wise, gonna rock it, gonna kill it. In my opinion, comfortability-wise, killing it. I don't know anybody who has purchased a pair and has climbed in them who have not told me that they are one of the most comfortable, high-performing shoes that they've climbed in. So let's wrap it at that. Obviously, if you like what we're doing, subscribe, follow our Instagram. You know, we post stuff. We're all pretty solid about that. And just know that we all really appreciate you guys watching. If you guys have any questions, definitely ask, because I love to answer questions for you guys. And I hope you guys are doing awesome. Season's coming, like, it's getting colder, so we're gonna start killing it outdoors and climbing awesome routes. So I'm hoping you guys do too. Again, Jeremy from Plastic Fantastic Climbing. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and you guys have a great day. See you guys later.